Hello to the beautiful Scorpio. This is Brandon with Unmistakably, here to bring you your energetic reading for August 7th through the 14th. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Leo season so far. I hope the week has been good for you. I hope the weekend was even better. I hope those weekend vibes worked out for you. For all of my Scorpios that have looked at this video, all your likes, shares, and subscribes are much appreciated. You guys are the best. Continue to rock with me, and I'll continue to rock the mic for you. Let's see if we can get into the reading and see if we can give you some good advice to help you live your best life over the next 7 days. What do we have for the beautiful Scorpio coming in to August 7th through the, how did I forget the dates? August 7th through the 14th. That's a little bit of this Mercury retrograde still having its way with my vocals. But wow, that kind of flipped over. We'll take it. First off, for the beautiful Scorpio, we're starting out this week in a crown energy, so that's a beautiful place to find yourself. That means that you are existing within your own majesty, which is a really beautiful thing, Scorpio. So let's continue to do this. Let's continue to exist in this crown energy, because that is your dialogue with the cosmic. That is you speaking directly to source and finding your own divine path in this world of ours. So let's make sure that we're being present within that world. Make sure that we're realizing our own majesty so that we continue to exist with the crown right on top of our head, so that people continue to see us in our regality, in our regalness, in our royalness, okay? That's going to be big for you over the next 7 days, because when you start to have that dialogue with that divine consciousness in play, it forces you out into the world around you, and makes you experience the world and try to influence it now that you've started to walk in a divine way. Now that you're walking with grace, it's time to gift that out to others. And being present is the way to do that. Presence, like when you give somebody a present or presents, is about gifting your crown to the world so that you have a kingdom and you're not just the king of your own mountain by yourself. You want to bring people up with you. You want people to take the journey with you so that you expand your soul tribe, so that you have a spiritual family that is there not only to be guided, but to assist you if you need guidance as well. And that's a wonderful way to start the next 7 days. I know it's not starting the week because we're on Wednesday, but that's how I like to do my readings. I like to give you something to look forward to in the middle of the week. You know, hump day is hump day. You're getting over the hump and crusading towards the weekend. So it's nice to have something that provides you with a little bit of a push to continue on and get past it, and also go into the next week without having to really think about how you should start your Monday. But also for my beautiful Scorpio, we're going to keep that heart chakra booming. We're going to keep that heart chakra popping, all right? We're going to keep it crackling, because that's going to be very powerful for you. You want your anahata to be blooming just like this flower that you see here. And I don't know why the name of this flower keeps escaping me, because I normally know it. But right now it's just eluding me, and I'll chalk that up to my own forgetfulness. But let's make sure that we're being compassionate. Make sure that we're being understanding for those in our lives, especially if we're in relationships to where we're having problems. If the person in your life is, if you're not vibing together, if you're not coming together in the same harmony that you usually do, a little bit of compassion can go a long way sometimes. And sometimes it takes, being that bigger person, being bigger than the situation at hand, so that you can see the bigger picture and realize that it's just a temporary inconvenience. It's just a momentary situation that can be hurdled over. So let's make sure that we're understanding this and being understanding for those in our lives and those that are coming into our lives, so that we're giving them our best, our very best. We're giving them that crown energy, that gracefulness that may be missing from their lives. Also for my beautiful Scorps, we're going to make sure that our Visuddha is honest and glowing and wonderfully radiant, so that we're communicating in a beautiful way as well. We want to make sure that the words coming from our mouths are speaking to the harmony of the universe, are singing in the choir of the divine. That's the way that you want to apply yourself when it comes to communication. You don't want your words to come out so harsh that it doesn't solve a thing. It just snowballs the problem into something bigger than it really was. We want to make sure that we're communicating honestly and compassionately. That way we're seeing things from all angles. Because it takes two to tango. Nobody's ever completely perfect. And sometimes we can get caught in our egos, and that will prevent us from seeing what really needs to be seen, seeing the root of a problem, seeing what the situation really is, seeing the solution to whatever is disrupting that beautiful harmony. So let's make sure that we're communicating honestly. That way we're not speaking confusion, we're not speaking hatred, we're not speaking negatively out there into the universe and putting something out there, creating an existence for something that shouldn't belong within your environment. Also, for my beautiful Scorpios out there, look at that. What did we just talk about with the harmony of the universe? We want to make sure that we're using our inner voice to express ourselves in a way that it expresses truth. And one thing that's why people love music, because it speaks a truth about them that they may not be able to put into words themselves sometimes. Maybe you need to do that. Maybe you need to go and look for some new musical influences or some new artists that can maybe help you get across your point. Or maybe you need to just sit down with your partner or sit down with whoever you're this relationship that's giving you trouble, and put on a song that you both can vibe to, that you both can groove to and say, wow, this really puts things in perspective, so let's start healing each other instead of always throwing jabs. Also, for my beautiful Scorpio, we're going to keep that heart chakra going. We're going to make sure the Anahata is emotionally balanced, because that's very powerful. Especially for Scorpios, because you guys are able to take charge of situations. You are able to influence those in your environment. But the best way to do that is when you're emotionally balanced and able to gift them with divine guidance. You don't want to have emotional unbalance and just keep putting out choppy waters. You don't want to continue to be the problem maker. You want to be the problem solver, because that's what Scorpios can do. You guys are so wise. You guys are so just naturally wise that you know what to do sometimes, but you don't, because you want to be mad. And I know I'm a Gemini, so sometimes we want to be mad. We want to give somebody the sharp end of the stick and jab it right into their face and be like, look what you did. Look how you made me feel. I want you to feel just as bad. But that's not what it's about. That's not what being spiritually divine is about. You don't want to be like a king, like what's his name, Joffrey in Game of Thrones. You don't want to be that kind of asshole. You want to be a king or queen that is regal. People love you because of your gift to the kingdom. And the only way you're going to be a gift to your kingdom is if you're extending your heart chakra all the way out to the people that dwell within it and trying to bring them up to your level. Or maybe you're trying to get up to their level by bringing in that emotional balance. So let's make sure that we're not allowing ourselves to exist in negativity, not allowing ourselves to dwell in low vibrational feelings and emotions, so that we are not creating a world around us that does not exist. We're not creating an environment that does not provide us with nourishment for our spirit. Okay? Also, for my beautiful Scorpio, what did we just talk about with relationships? And this also speaks to keeping people around you that provide that sacral energy. The sacral, the word for it is vadhisthana, which means sweetness. And that's where that emotional, that's where that emotional stability will come from, is by realizing that you need to provide sweetness in your life. You can't wait for somebody else to give you the goods. Sometimes you have to say, you know what? Maybe everything in my life isn't perfect, but I'm going to do my best to try to make that happen. I'm going to provide the sweetness to the cup of my cup of life, so that people want to drink from it, so that I want to drink from it myself. And the best way to do that is to make sure that the people around you, the relationships around you, provide that same sweetness. And if they don't, you need to put some space in between you and them, so either you can grow or they can, or both of you can. Sometimes it's a dual effort to make something work. And that's what a lot of people forget when it comes to relationships, is that it's a two-way street. Even if you think that person has completely wronged you, sometimes it's about extending that compassion out so that they realize that you want them in your life, but you aren't going to accept anything less than the best of them. And that's a very strong statement for me to make, is not accepting anybody except for the best of them. But that's what we want to put forth. You know, you want to get what you give. You want to make sure that you're getting back as much as you're giving. And if it's not as beautiful as it can be, then what is it? We're going to pull one from the bottom for my beautiful Scorpios to wrap things up. And that's the Muladhara, the base chakra, the roots. We want to make sure that our foundation is strong, that our soil is providing nourishment to our tree of life. That way, you know, when it comes to a tree in the forest, the tree isn't just taking care of itself. There's been recent scientific discoveries that have realized that one tree is providing water to another one as well. That tree can be a stump. That tree can have its top chopped off. The tree can be technically dead in our eyes, but the trees around it will continue to keep it alive by providing nourishment through its root system. We want to make sure that we're doing the same in our lives so that we have that strong foundation. Get out there, be physical, but be physical in a way that is healthy for maybe not only you, but those around you. And I always encourage people to check out my playlist called Kineticism. If you want to see different ways that you can get physical, to make sure that you're planting your roots in good soil, to make sure that you're providing yourself with health and that earthly benefit, that earthly wisdom that lets you know that the ground beneath you isn't going to allow you to sink, but continue to allow you to stand and stand strong. But that's all I have for you for right now, my beautiful Scorpios. I hope that you've been having a fantastic week. I hope that you're going to finish out the week strong. I hope this video was helpful for you. As always, thank you guys for showing up. I love you guys so much for even giving me the attention or giving me the ability to speak with you. But continue to rock out as you have been. I know you guys are taking care of yourselves, so let's continue to do that and continue to try to do that for everybody else as much as we can. I love you guys. Peace. Namaste.